By definition, marriage is the legally or formally recognized union of two people as partners in a personal relationship. Misconceptions is taking the time to highlight what marriage looks like in the Black and Brown community.
Hello, I am Cicely Turner.
I'm Lewis Cicely.
We have been together since 1991. We met when I was 17. Lewis was 18. We've been married. It'll be 26 years this June. We had Essence, our oldest daughter, when I was 18. Lewis was 19. And then Sai came.
It just came tumbling out.
Sai came in
2 years
94.
after that, yeah.
Kaishan came in 96 and Marcellus came in 95. So by the time Lewis was 24 and I was 23, we had 4 kids, 2 girls, 2 boys.
Marcellus came in 97.
Marcellus came in 95.
No, 97.
97. Oh, dang, I'm jacking up.
Marcel Kaishan came in 96.
So Essie came in 92. Sai came in 94. Kaishan came in 96. And Marcellus came in 97. Thank you, Lewis.
All right, and they are here to answer the questions on why they got married. So the first question is, who were you before you met your spouse?
So before I met my spouse, I was in my 12th year. I was a senior in high school. Well, going into my senior year in high school. Lewis had graduated already, and that's when we met. He had moved into the neighborhood. That's when we moved into he had moved into the neighborhood. Oh, I thought you had graduated. Okay, so I'm sorry. Yep, but we were both in high school, so we could say we were high school sweethearts.
Dad.
Who was I before I was married?
Yeah. Yep. Who were you before you met your spouse?
What I put? A man is trying to find himself, trying to find how his future, trying to, go about his future.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good answer. How did you know that your spouse was the one for you?
You want to answer first, Lou, or do you want me to?
I didn't. I love my wife though. I love her, and I knew I loved her before I met her.
What's the question again?
How
did you know?
Yeah, how did you know your spouse was the one for you?
I did either. Lewis and I, we were friends for like the first week. So he came to my house, like I want to say New Year's Eve, and left his number. I opened the door and he said, "Here, call me sometime." And I was already with my boyfriend in high school, and we didn't work out. So then I ended up calling Lewis over for pizza. We had Domino's pizza. I just asked Grandma if I can call him over, and then he came over and ate pizza with us. And that whole week, it was so much fun. We had so much fun. And then our first date, I wouldn't even call it a date. It was just a friend. Mommy had gave me my $20 allowance, and I said, "Well, Lewis, you want to go to the show?" And then he said, "Well, I don't have no money." I said, "It's cool. I'll pay you."
Not
way.
the whole.
I'm just
way.
saying, but
just how did you know?
How did I know?
You didn't know. You said, but
gosh, it would have to be. I mean, I really enjoyed the sex that first time, so that's how I can say I knew then. But yeah.
So how did you know before you got married?
Well, after that, after your sex, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna marry this guy.
Look. So, because I really want to know some of these questions to put down. So what was the question again? How did you know when you wanted to marry? When you asked me to marry you, you said, "We've been having these kids."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that too. So okay, I'm thinking in. I mean, I really liked him then.
I love my wife.
The sex was a plus, but yeah. So we had already had we had Sai, and I was my sister. I wanted to start like some traditions in our family, and then that's when I told Nicole got married first, my older sister. And I said, "Well, Nicole, I'm gonna get married a year after you." So poor Lewis, he didn't even get a chance to propose. I went to him and said, "Well, this is a date we get married," and your dad just agreed. So that's how I knew, and that's how he knew.
That's how we ended up right next to her birthday.
Right.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, I planned it. Yeah,
It's so funny because you kept trying to get me and Khalif to get married around my birthday. I'm like, I do not want
Yeah, Shelby, I planned it right. I planned my anniversary is June 10th, and my birthday June 11th. Yeah, I thought I was being slick, but that's how he knew it. That's how I knew. Made him get married. Poor guy.
Next question.
I know I was getting married. Give him a chance.
That's sweet. What do you think prepared you for marriage, and how would you say that preparation has worked in your marriage? Either one of y'all can answer first.
What prepared me for marriage is seeing two people in a relationship for so long and kind of seeing the things they did and didn't do. And building off that.
I wasn't prepared for marriage because I grew up in a single parent home, all ladies. So the relationships that I see was my aunt. She had the longest relationship with her boyfriend, Jason's dad, but Bud. So that was the only relationship that prepared me. But other than that, nothing prepared me. Like I said, after my sister got married, I knew I wanted to start a tradition and keep something going. So I
You forced him. You forced this.
Yeah, I forced Lulu.
But it came down to it, but if it seemed, after the fact, your mama seemed like she was prepared, very good.
Oh, that's nice.
And being a mother, she was prepared for all
that.
Oh. Yeah, you all right. We all know that marriage is different when you enter into it and you're committed to seeing it through. We also know that there are bad days in marriage. On days that you may not like each other, how do you handle conflict in your marriage?
So first we go head to head. We argue, scream to the top of our lungs. And then after the argument over, he hold his grudge for so many days and I hold my grudge for so many days. And then eventually either he or myself come to each other and say, let's squash this shit. Let's go eat something, Lou. Or I say, hey, Lou, you want to go eat something? And he'll say, hey, he still be having an attitude, though.
The bigger picture is what I say. What's the bigger picture? You know what I'm saying? Is this argument the end? Or are we, this is making us stronger? And what's going to be, if we come back to this, are we doing it for our future? Or, are we doing it for the bigger picture? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the bigger picture would be, I don't know, the ultimate relationship, the best relationship.
And then after so long, like you said earlier, before you start asking us a question, divorce come up because you be so mad. Divorce come up, and sometimes you just.
I think at the end of anything come up. I don't think it's just divorce per se. I just think maybe getting away from the problem that you think it is, and it might not be as big as you think it is. Most of the time, it's never that big. Sometimes you just want to run a lot, but I bet even if we ran, we probably still come back.
Yeah, we always come back. It's sometimes we stay apart so long, it feels awkward. Like when we get back to being with each other, it feels awkward because me and Lou, me and your dad, we can go like weeks without talking. He'd be down here in the man cave, I'm upstairs, and I'm like, I'm like, and then so it is what it is, but we always get back. Go with the next question.
The next question is, what does love mean to you? And explain why.
Oh my gosh. So when I think about Lewis, what does love mean? Because it's all kinds of realms. I'm not answering it. What do you know what love is? What does love mean? Go, Lou.
Love is love. It's love. We all love each other. That's just the way, when you really love somebody, you understand it. And that's the things that make you more than having a sexual relationship. You know what I'm saying? Love is true. It don't matter if you with somebody or not with them. You still love that person. That's love. Real love.
Yeah, it's unconditional. Like he can make me mad, but then I'll think about, all the good times and I'll smile and I'll say, dang, I love his
Next question. What would you say your spouse's love language is? Do you respond to your spouse's needs in their love language? Explain.
I can answer that. No, I have not. And Lewis has been like, he's been vocal about me not responding to his needs. And I got to do better. I got to admit that. That is, I am answering.
What do you think his love language is, or do you know what his love language is?
No, I don't know what his love language is. I just know that he's been vocal about me putting him in second place.
So
he should be first.
Love language would be to your mother when she, when she feel argument has went too far and she wants to correct, make things better, she start coming at me with her love language, meaning she might be flirty or she just might, you know what I'm saying? Like she's trying to...
So a love language, they have more. I mean, it's not like a specific. They have types, so quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, gifts, and stuff like that.
When your mother, like when we could be in an argument, we could be, you know, tripping and she want to put that stuff behind her. She know how to use certain, you know, she use it all, language, body language, you know, to end that.
But are you?
Yeah, I see it coming. Sometimes I don't want to. I ain't ready yet, and I see it coming, and I ain't ready for it. I'm not receptive to it.
So, Dad,
I think when she say love language, when you say quality time.
So do
Lewis
you?
Is quality. His love language is quality time.
Okay.
So when I was saying he's been vocal about that, to me he's saying I don't spend enough time with him. I'm always putting him on the back burner for something else. So yeah, that's to answer the question, am I responding to
his needs?
No, I have not, and like I said, I haven't. So I mean, I want to start.
Responding by you.
I want to start.
You do try when I do. Communicate.
Yeah.
So, Dad, do you know my mom's love language?
What's my love language?
What?
Do you think my mom likes quality time more, physical touch more, gifts?
Oh, with physical, definitely. You know, get touching. And quality time, I think it all matters. Quality over quality.
Yeah.
So what more though, Lewis? Am I touching more or do I like gifts more?
I think I don't know if you got a decision.
Gifts.
I knew she was gonna say that.
She said gifts.
I knew she was gonna say that. Next question. How do you all handle accountability? So how do you handle being accountable for personal goals, marital goals, career goals, so on and so forth?
So I just recently made a vision board, and I tried to accomplish something on that vision board, or meet a goal on my vision board. And my vision board, it has like 4 sections and then 4 subsections. So of course, in the middle, at the heart of that is God. I want to be more, I want to get more spirituality and become closer to God first off and foremost. That's the ultimate. And then I think after that, everything else will fall into play. My financials, my marriage, my home life, being a mother. I got so many realms going on. My professional life, my educational life, my and then it's just myself, time for myself. So I did a vision board.
What's the question one more time?
How do you all handle accountability?
Yeah, you look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself. So
did I answer that wrong?
No, I feel like there is no wrong answers when answering these questions, but the way that I took it, and this is just to give an idea, how do you handle him being accountable for what he has to be accountable for, vice versa, and then how are you accountable for your own personal? So again, it was personal goals, so that would be just you, and then marital goals, which could be both of y'all, and then also just you.
But that's what they are too, just goals. Goals, the marriage goal you have. I mean, if you're living in any of these situations, if you are professional or if you're married, you got goals. You gotta you have to know that you do have goals, and that like a marriage and the things that you want to accomplish in them are goals, and you have to work toward them. But sitting on your ass not doing them will result in the goals not being met. So that's just the bottom line, period. Anything. And I do have goals in my marriage that I want to accomplish. I want to get to a certain place in my marriage. So I do have goals, and I visualize them, now, and then try to accomplish them.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Number 8. If you can go back to tell yourself one thing about how you saw marriage, then, or let me read that over.
Don't do it.
If you can go back to tell yourself one thing about how you saw marriage then versus how you see marriage now, what would it be?
That is hard.
I never saw marriage for myself. I never thought about it, never came across my mind. I never even seen any of this thing I'm in right now. Never saw kids, never thought about it at all. I was too young out there, I guess. But it was the greatest thing I ever done.
That's so sweet.
He too cute. What Pepe say? He's Lulu's so cute.
So cute.
Mama.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not easy. You know, you go into it thinking it's gonna be, you know, the fairy tale.
You
just said that 3 times. I did. Ask the question. Did I answer the question?
If you can go back to tell yourself one thing.
I just said that it's hard, but I just elaborated on it. You got elaboration. Why can't I elaborate?
Say it real quick. Hold on. Say it one more time.
If you can go back to tell yourself one thing about how you saw marriage then versus how you see marriage now, what would it be?
Now, did you get the question?
Yes, it's hard. But can I elaborate on that?
What I'm saying is, are you talking about it's hard to yourself as a young person? Like you talking to your 18-year-old self right now. And what would you tell her?
Oh, it's hard. Baby, it's hard.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Now what else?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
So what makes it hard? Dealing with another human being, right?
That, and like I said, you go into it thinking it's gonna be, you know, you think when you're a young girl. When I was young, you know, I'm thinking this fairy tale. I had this fairy tale wedding. I thought it was gonna be a fairy tale. I didn't think about all the ups and downs and, you know, that comes into a marriage,
right.
and like the certain consequences that you have to face when you do something or either he do something. You know, I didn't think of it like that. So it's hard, but it's been more ups than downs, and then it's been the best. We have a good ride with each other. 26 years, that's pretty good, and they 2 kids coming from, you know, raised in the hood and, you know, seeing all that we see. He probably seen a little bit more than I have, but we got a heck of a story to tell. And we still here together, and then we still enjoy each other, you know, not all the time, but when we do get a chance to enjoy each other, it's fun. He still make me laugh. I hope I still make him laugh, and it's just, you know, yeah.
Very good answers, you guys.
You're a good interview.
I'm just trying to get through the questions for
y'all.
Number 9. Do you believe the saying, to enter into marriage, you have to be completely whole? Or do you think this is a misconception society tends to have? Explain.
What does that mean to be whole? Because I don't
So
think
just be
to know yourself,
perfect.
But that ain't
a perfect
possible
marriage. Yeah.
No, not as young as me and Dad was. No, I was not a whole person. No. So to me, it is a misconception.
Yeah, and plus it's great to learn together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all getting through these. All right. Number 10. What are things you do in order to keep from losing yourself in marriage? Explain.
Stick to who you are. You know, make sure you know who you are, and kind of stick to those principles. That's gonna get you through. Because then you will hope the other person do the same, and then y'all compromise together. You know, with those principles. To me, but you don't lose yourself. Try not to lose yourself.
Yeah. Don't force change on anybody. You know. Yeah, pretty much what your dad said.
Number 11. How do you think having children has impacted your marriage?
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been the best.
It's
I mean,
way to go.
We were young. We were statistics. We was that 90s babies having babies statistics.
It's
so
true,
to
though.
grow up with y'all, yeah, it was.
Baby having babies.
That was the thing back then. That was the term they called it.
But it wasn't true that we was babies.
Well, 18 and 19, you know, we were still young.
We was good human beings, so
but,
we know how to treat people.
Yeah, growing up with y'all has been the best. It's been so much fun. I mean, and I think it kept me and your dad young. you know. And the six of us, me, your sister, and your brothers, when we get together, and then now we got Dottie, and then we got the new baby coming. It's been the best. It's been hella fun.
You gotta learn to appreciate it. I don't think a man and a woman can enjoy a marriage without having kids. Mm-hmm. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Y'all relatable. You know, y'all grew up with us. Mm-hmm. Y'all got, you know, and then
all the people my age, they wish that they had their kids when I had them or younger. And so,
I think we did a good job with y'all.
I think it was
I love y'all personalities. I love each and every one of y'all, you know, so it's been great. Y'all added to our relationship, you know.
Number 12. What kind of life do you desire for your marriage and your children?
What kind of life?
Yep.
Just well, how could I say? I mean, how would I say? Just not because success might mean wealth and money, but just when I mean success, I just mean when they wake up every day, they happy and understand what they're doing every day. Period. And, you know, that's to me, that's a successful life. Not money, just waking up every day comfortable with what you're doing. And then I want my kids to be that every day.
Yeah, I wanna say stress free, but it can't be. So I don't want it to be hard on me and your dad going forward, and I don't want it to be hard on y'all as y'all, you know, taking this journey and finding who y'all are, and then you know you might get with somebody I want.
And the last question: if you had to give someone words of encouragement for their marriage, what would it be?
No. You know what you're doing, and respect. I want to say it like this. I want to say enjoy each other in ways, you know. Take time with each other. Spend more quality time than quantity time. You know, then more, you know, just abundance of time. Just spend the best time together. You know what I'm saying? That's too much. Just try to make the best time with each other. You know, when y'all with each other, try to, you know, get the best out of it. Can't explain. I want to say it better, but I ain't had time to think about it.
Laugh. Be compassionate with each other. It's not always when I say compassionate, I mean actually not passionate is two different words. When I'm thinking of passion, I mean that's the sexual part of it. That's good too. But I'm talking about show compassion. Be empathetic and, you know, to that person's needs and wants and everything, and laugh and like Lewis said, try to be with each other as much as you can. You know, it don't have to be nothing like as far as, you know, like y'all always going somewhere spending money. Just like me seeing me and your dad down here in the man cave, just enjoying each other's company, you know, and try to relate with each other every day.
Try to prepare y'all time, right?
And get to know that person.
Yeah, and quit trying to please yourself without your mate. That's a good one. Try to please each other instead of pleasing each other all the time.
Anything else y'all want to add before this ends?
A marriage can work like a mug, you know, but you just have to know what you're doing before you go into it. A lot of people don't know what they're going into, just like when they go to college from high school. They don't know what major and none of that they doing. They just go. And then so if you go in like that with a marriage, you're going to end up with the same kind of results. You're going to be working for a job that you don't like.
That you don't like.
Yeah. You're going to be in a marriage that you're not happy with. You don't know what you're doing before you go.
Talk. And then a lot of people say plan. Sometimes things don't work when it's planned. You know? Sometimes you gotta let the spontaneity kick in. And that's when you get like the most surprises. You learn from the spontaneity. You learn who you are as a person. When you plan stuff, it's like so robotic. You don't ever want a relationship to become so robotic where you just, you know, you're saying I love you. And then the kiss is even robotic.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, be spontaneous. Other than that, I have been blessed with a strong, passionate.
Black.
Do this interview
Black.
do this interview in the, on the dark web. With, I ain't in the room with see what she say.
No, for real.
I've been blessed with this crazy nigga. And I bless and curse and call it what you want.
That has, I mean, I've been taking this ride with him for what? Over 25 years, and it has been a blast. And like I said, I can't wait to see what the next 25 years will bring. You know.